Well, that does it for us today. Thank you for spending your time with us.
Harris Faulkner is up next with the Fox Report. We're on breaking news with a storm system gaining strength in the Caribbean. And the concern now for Florida. It's been churning out there and on the move for more than a week. A short time ago, forecasters upgraded it to a tropical depression. It's the time of year, as you know, we watch these things, and sometimes they climb up the scale of intensity, and that's what we're told to prepare for. They are now expecting that to happen, as they are calling Trop Depression number 9. That's the name of it so far. If it becomes a tropical storm as early as tomorrow, it could also grow a name. And if the current track holds true, it could be on Florida's doorstep by Thursday. Millions of people in Florida getting ready just in case. Senior meteorologist Janice Dean is live for us from the Fox Weather Center. Janice?
Harris, we are watching a lot of tropical storms out there, not just in the Atlantic, but in the Pacific. We have a hurricane as well as a tropical storm that could affect Hawaii in the next couple of days. So not just the Atlantic, but all eyes are on a couple of systems that could affect the U.S. coastline in the next couple of days. Hurricane Gaston, not concerned about that. We do have Tropical Depression number 8 that could come very close to the Outer Banks, and also Tropical Depression 9, which you mentioned going into the Gulf of Mexico over the next 12 to 24 hours. Hurricane Gaston, Category 3 major hurricane, not going to affect land. Tropical Depression number 8 we think is going to get a name in the next 12 to 24 hours and come very close to the Outer Banks, possibly making a landfall as a tropical storm on Tuesday, but a minimal one at that, and then making a sharp northeast turn. Tropical Depression number 9, this one we have to watch very carefully, as it is expected to move into the Gulf of Mexico overnight tonight and then have a lot of time perhaps to strengthen. I want to make mention that a couple of reliable forecast models show this intensifying into a hurricane, and past, say, 2 to 3 days, we don't have a handle on the exact track, the exact intensity, and the exact landfall. So all interests along the Gulf Coast need to be monitoring this. We'll have a better handle on this once it makes its way into the Gulf of Mexico. I want to make mention, though, that the Gulf of Mexico is notorious for a tropical breeding ground, with the temperatures well into the 80s here, and we're going to have time to see this potentially strengthen. And again, the exact track not known yet. How long it's going to be in the Gulf of Mexico over warm waters, still not known yet. And the exact landfall, still not known yet. And we need to make sure that people are aware of this, not only across the Gulf, but across the Atlantic, as we think this has potential to cross over Florida and then across the other side. Forecast rainfall, that I can tell you, we're going to see inches of rain across the Florida Keys over the next 24 hours, as well as South Florida, Cuba, the Bahamas, all along the Gulf Coast. You need to be making your preparation, taking a look at the forecast wind gusts. And I also want to make mention, Harris, is this storm kind of moves westward, stalls out a little bit, and then it's got to make a sharp northeasterly turn. That is still yet to be determined. So again, along the Gulf Coast, from Texas to Florida, you need to be prepared for something. This is the GFS tropical model, and the European model yesterday around this time, Harris, was predicting a very strong hurricane.